TNA Impact Wrestling audience recruiter Gene Magee. You've been here for 7-8 years doing your thing and all.
Yes.
What's it been like, and what's it been like interacting with the fans?
It's been an amazing ride because I started out, and still a fan, but a lot of people might remember me. If you remember early TNA, I was known as the TNA towel guy. I would sit right in the front row, had a white hat, white shirt, and whenever something amazing happened, I'd wave 2 towels. And that was my thing. I was the towel guy. So I was in the trenches with the fans. And here I am 8 years later with the company, recruiting fans, making new fans. So.
What has it been like with TNA Impact Wrestling and just how it's evolved and you've seen it grow?
Yes. It's kind of like, watching like a child grow from its infancy, because we didn't have the capacity before. We had like smaller seatings and everything's more intimate. And then it grew and got bigger, and we got bigger names. And it's amazing to watch it happen before your very eyes. Or we get new set pieces or something new. Oh, new seats. Oh, we got a new ring. We have new HD. Like, we knew the company was progressing by what was happening in the sound stages, and just seeing it, and then seeing everybody's reactions to it. It's like, wow, we're starting to, we're getting bigger now. This is it. So it's starting to feel the turning point, as we say, of our company. Every single turning point, it gets reflected in the sound stage.
Has there been anyone that you've been able to meet that you were like, oh wow, this is unbelievable, I get to do this, and maybe announce their name during the pre-show or something like that?
Yes, I used to be the warm-up. A couple of years ago, I would be the pre-show warm-up, and I would hype the crowd up. So I was a fan in the stands, then I was in the ring pumping the crowd up. But the funny thing is, as big as celebrities, like we have Hogan, and we've had Flair before, and we've had Sting. We have Sting and Kurt Angle. But my favorite wrestlers, I was a huge X Division fan. I watched TNA because of X Division, and 2 names that stood out was Amazing Red and Sanjay Dutt. They did things I had never seen outside of a video game. And I got a chance to meet them working here, and I'm like, not to sound like a fan, but I watched TNA because of you. And they're like, thank you. And when Amazing Red went away for a while and he came back, and I was fully working with TNA, I'm like, hey Red, my name is Gene, I'm a fan. And I was warming the crowd up. He's like, oh, you're the one that's talking? I'm like, that's me. And he's like, hey, say something about Red. I'm like, of course. So I would hype up, oh, Amazing Red is here. Who? And then he had fans. And every so often, after he would wrestle a match, he'd come back. He's like, was that how you remembered me? Because it's been a while. I'm kind of rusty. So he would come back and like, did I look like how you remembered? And it blew my mind. And then Sanjay said every time I just saw him right before this interview, he was like, hey, Gene, did you see my match? And I was like, oh, I was recruiting an audience, but I would have been in there. But those 2 guys are the reason why I watched TNA. And here it is years later. They're coming asking me, hey, how did that look? Do you remember that? Is that how I used to? It's very surreal. So don't get me wrong, I love Hogan, childhood idol. Everybody loves Hogan, amazing. But for TNA, the company itself, those X Division stars, just to be able to interact with them like buddies, and it's a beautiful thing, man. I love it.
Gene, what do you like most about this? I can see it seems like you like everything about this.
Yeah, like I said, the X Division draw, but it's really helped me grow, because I'm a performer here in Orlando. So it really helped me grow as a performer, just seeing how professional these guys are, see how they act and how they perform. And I work at Universal Entertainment, I work for Disney Entertainment, and a lot of the things I did in ring as a warm-up, it actually helped me prepare for, because at Disney I'm an MC. I talk for Disney, but all the things I learned from TNA, I apply to Disney, and it's just my job, like my professional life, has been better from being here. But as far as for wrestling, I have one moment that right now that I could think of that blows my mind every time I think about it. I remember it was Turning Point. No, actually, let me go back. Okay, my mind is jumbled. 2 moments I love the best about TNA. Our very first pay-per-view here was Victory Road. I think it was 2004. And I knew it was big. It just felt big. It just felt like big time. The lighting was brighter. The Victory Road logo was on the ring. And the matches were boom, boom, boom. It was like, how did they get better? How is this? And it was unreal. And that's when I knew I wanted to be, this was something. But the best moment I can remember ever in TNA, and I was there for this, was Turning Point. The next pay-per-view was Primetime Elix Skipper. When he walked that cage, we all lost our mind. I felt like we won a Super Bowl or something. We were like crying, and we were like hugging, and it's just like, what did we just see? That was the most amazing move I'd ever seen in wrestling. And a lot of people was like, oh, you know, that was just a spot, that was a crazy spot. Like, no, that changed the game, at least for us as fans. That let me know TNA is on a whole different level. This is a different level here. I mean, this makes us TNA. This separates us from the pack. What I just saw, and I'm like, I'm on board. This is it. Let's roll. We got this.
All right, Gene, thank you so much. And I just got to say for the record, my favorite voice is Donkey.
Oh, yeah, the noble steed. Yeah, Donkey loves TNA Wrestling. Yeah, me and Shrek. Yeah, we watch it all the time. We try to get Fiona in on it, but Fiona's like, I don't watch wrestling. Well, that's fine. Me and Shrek, we love wrestling. Yeah, TNA. Hey, Shrek, get in there. TNA.
Thank you, Gene.